Welcome to my channel Lenovate. In this video, we're going to discuss about the coronary circulation of the heart, and in this video, we're going to discuss about the arteries, and also we're going to discuss about the vasculature that is including the coronary veins. As here you can see, this is the structure of a heart that is not an anatomical diagram, it is just a schematic diagram to better explain about the vasculature of heart. In this diagram, we will going to see about the coronary circulation, that is the arterial supply to the heart. Now, we can see the two major arteries is going to supply the heart, that is the right coronary artery and the left coronary artery. First, we are going to discuss the right coronary artery and its branches. The right coronary artery is going to arise from the right aortic sinus. From the right aortic sinus is first give the branch, that is the SA nodal artery. This SA nodal artery is major dominant in 60% of cases, and this artery will going to supply the SA node and the pulmonary trunk. Then this right coronary artery will going to continue around the area of the right atrium. It follows the coronary AV sulcus, that is the sulcus between the atria and the ventricle. Here you can see this is the atria and this is the ventricular wall. So between the atria and ventricle, this right coronary artery will going to pass, and then after passing through the area of the border of the heart, that is the lower border of the heart, this coronary artery will going to pass and give another branch that is called as the right marginal artery. The right marginal artery is a branch from the right coronary artery, and this right marginal artery will going to supply the inferior margin of the right side of the heart, and it will also going to supply somewhat the apex of the heart. So the right marginal artery and the SA nodal artery are arise from the right coronary artery. The third branch that arises from the right coronary artery is the posterior interventricular artery. Here you can see this is the posterior interventricular artery. This one is the posterior interventricular artery, and this is going to arise from the right coronary artery at the level of the inferior borders of the ventricles, and from there this posterior interventricular artery will going to pass at the interventricular wall till the apex of the heart, where it anastomoses with the circumflex artery. So this posterior interventricular artery is going to pass till the apex of the heart, and it is also a branch from the right coronary artery. The fourth branch, that is the AV branch, is also coming from the right coronary artery in some cases. Now this was the three important branches from the right coronary artery. Now we are going to come on the left coronary artery. The left coronary artery, here you can see, is going to arise directly from the left aortic sinus, and it will going to pass in the AV groove, and it first directly give the anterior interventricular branch and the circumflex branch. At the level of this atria, it divides into the circumflex branch and a marginal branch, and divide into the anterior interventricular branch. So the anterior interventricular branch is going to pass on the anterior side of the interventricular wall, and on the anterior side of interventricular wall, it will going to supply the interventricular wall, and it will also going to anastomose at the apex of the heart. While that of the second artery that was going laterally on the lateral side of the heart is called as the left marginal artery, and this left marginal artery will going to pass, and then it become the circumflex artery that is going to pass posteriorly, and this circumflex artery is a branch from the left coronary artery, and this will pass on the posterior surface of the heart, and it will going to supply the left atrium and the left ventricle. So the circumflex artery will going to left marginal artery, and the circumflex artery are the branches of the left coronary artery, while that of anterior interventricular artery is also a branch from the left coronary artery. This anterior interventricular artery is also called as the LAD, that is the left anterior descending artery. So this anterior interventricular artery is going to pass on the anterior side of the interventricular septum, and the posterior side of interventricular septum is supplied from the posterior interventricular artery, that is the branch of the right coronary artery. This was all about the arterial supply of the heart, and it's very simple to remember the branches and the course of the right coronary artery and the left coronary artery, that is the major arteries of the heart. Now we're going to discuss the venous drainage of the heart in the next part. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more, and don't forget to comment below. Welcome to my channel Lenovate. In this video, we will going to discuss about the venous drainage of the heart, and we will going to discuss about the major cardiac veins and the drainage of these veins into the largest channel, that is the coronary sinus. So the coronary sinus that we call as the largest channel of the venous drainage of heart is a venous channel running from the left to right on the posterior surface of the coronary sulcus of the heart. This area is called as the coronary sulcus, that is the meeting point between the atria and the ventricle. This sulcus on the posterior surface of this sulcus is a channel of vein that is running from the left to right, and this vein is called as the coronary sinus. This sinus helps drainage from most of the veins of the heart, and this sinus, you can see on the posterior surface of heart, there is a presence of a coronary sinus, and this sinus is receiving most of the veins. That is, the major veins of heart include the great cardiac vein, the middle cardiac vein, the small cardiac vein, and the posterior cardiac vein. They all ultimately drain into the coronary sinus, and this coronary sinus will ultimately drain into the right atrium of the heart with the superior and the inferior vena cava. That is, the deoxygenated blood is going to drain in the right atrium, and from there the oxygenation process or the circulation will begin. So we are going to start from the great cardiac vein. Here in the anterior view of heart, you can see this is the great cardiac vein. The great cardiac vein starts from the apex of the heart. It runs upward up till the level of the coronary sulcus. From there, it passing anterior to the anterior interventricular septum, so that's why it's also called as the anterior interventricular vein. This anterior interventricular vein is going upward at the level of coronary sinus. This great cardiac vein will turn posteriorly, and it will going to drain into the coronary sinus, that ultimately drain into the right atrium of the heart. The great cardiac vein having major blood venous drainage to the heart. The second vein that we can see is the middle cardiac vein. This middle cardiac vein is mostly present on the posterior side. Here on the posterior view, you can see this is the middle cardiac vein. The middle cardiac vein is also going to start from the apex of the heart, running upward and in the posterior interventricular septum. That's why this middle cardiac vein is also called as the posterior interventricular vein. And this vein is going to drain into the coronary sinus posteriorly, that is going to drain into the right atrium. The third vein we can see here is the posterior cardiac vein, that is also present on the posterior side, mostly towards the left side of the middle cardiac vein. This posterior cardiac vein is mostly on the lateral margin of the heart. The lateral side of heart, on the left ventricular area, this posterior cardiac vein will going to drain into the great cardiac vein, or it will drain into the coronary sinus. If this vein enter the great cardiac vein, then from the great cardiac vein the blood is going to drain into a coronary sinus. But this posterior cardiac vein can also enter into the coronary sinus directly. So the last vein that is remain is the small cardiac vein. This small cardiac vein is present seen on the anterior side of the heart. So the small cardiac vein, that is a smaller in size than the other cardiac vein. This cardiac vein is starting at the level of the coronary sulcus between the right atrium and the right ventricle. From here, this small cardiac vein will going to pass on the lateral side of the heart, and it will going to enter posteriorly. Along its path, this small cardiac vein will going to receive along its path the marginal branch of the right coronary artery, because this vein is going along with the right coronary artery. This small cardiac vein may go posteriorly to enter into coronary sinus, but mostly this small cardiac vein will enter the right atrium directly. It does not end into the coronary sinus, mostly it enter into the right atrium directly. So this small cardiac vein is going at the level of the right atrium and right ventricle. Here you can see the right marginal vein is going to enter into the small cardiac vein. Also, some of the smaller veins may drain into the right atrium directly or enter in the coronary sinus. These small veins include the anterior vein of the heart, that is present, cardiac veins that are present on the anterior sides of the heart, anterior surface of the heart. The smallest cardiac vein that we call as the vena cordis minimi. This is the vein of Sebastian, and this vein is also going to enter into the coronary sinus. So that was the smallest cardiac vein that may be present in some of the cases in the heart. So the major veins we have discussed that are draining into the coronary sinus are the great cardiac vein, the middle cardiac vein, the posterior cardiac vein, and the small cardiac vein. This was general explanation. I hope you will explain well. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more.